What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts collection overview video. This is for my 88 films titles, and so far in part 1 we went through the Slasher Classics collection. Part 2 we did the Italian collection, and we are going to wrap it up in this video. We're going to do shelf 3 and 4, which will consist of just kind of some mishmash titles on shelf 3 and then the Asia collection on the bottom shelf. So let's jump into it here. There were a couple titles that spilled over from the Italian collection to this shelf. So we have spy number 46, which is called Rats, Night of Terror. It's a Bruno Mattei film. And the screenplay was written by Claudio Fragasso. And I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's definitely a schlocky, cheesy film, but there's some pretty good bonus features. And it does star a very young and beautiful Goretta. She looked very, very nice in this movie. So that is Rats, Night of Terror. And Spy 47 for the Italian collection was a UK title of Zombie Flesh Eaters 3, but it was known in the US as Zombie 4, and it was also known as After Death in the US. And there's some pretty good special features. Pretty good movie, and it had some pretty good practical effects in it, some good gore. So that was it for the Italian titles, and then we're starting into the 88 Vault collection, which I don't own all of these. And I'm going to be a little kind of picky and choosy with these titles. I'm not going to chase the whole line down, but these are the titles that I do have so far. First one is a movie from 1970 called I Drink Your Blood. And this is a very, very weird movie, and it's definitely a drive-in style film. This one contains 2 different editions of the film. You get the regular release of the film, and then you also get the uncensored X-rated theatrical cut, and you get controversial deleted scenes and some pretty good stuff here with this pretty nice slipcover. That is I Drink Your Blood, and that was Vault 1. Vault number 2 is called Joe Bullitt, banned by the apartheid regime. Film from 1973, South African film. And spy number 3 for the 88 Vault is called Pigs. And it's a trauma film, and it is definitely a trauma film. 2K restoration for Pigs. Who would have thought? But hey, we got it. Film from 1972. Spy number 4 is called Creepozoids. Another very weird movie. This is a full moon movie from 1987. And then spy number 5 was supposed to come with a slipcover, but it didn't. I would like to track it down at some point, but I'm not, gonna chase it. I'm not gonna spend a lot of money to get it. But this is probably one of the better splatter films from 1987. Pretty gory, pretty gruesome. Street trash. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it by now. Spy number 6. This is the last one that I have for the 88 Vault collection. It's called One Dark Night, and I love that cover. Really good color scheme, because they mix a lot of darks and lights together, and it just really looks great. Film from 1982. And of course this one has Adam West in it, and Meg Tilly stars in it. So moving on, like I said, this is kind of a mishmash pile here. So we got all kinds of different titles here from 88 Films. This one is the American Ninja Ultimate Collection. This is the 4-disc set that has the 4 films. So you get American Ninja, American Ninja 2, The Confrontation, American Ninja 3, Blood Hunt, and American Ninja 4, The Annihilation. And let's take a look at the inside. They do all come on their own discs, which is really cool. Even though Blu-ray does hold a lot of information, it's nice that they do come on their own disc. The next one is called Blood-Sucking Freaks, and this one had a really cool cover. Not this cover. Actually, you know what? I'll take this one out. This is the Extreme Uncut Collector's Edition, and this is a really cool movie. It's another trauma movie. This one is also pretty gory. Let's take a look at the cover really quick without taking too much time. I didn't want to make this video too long, even though we're making 2 shelves on this video. So there's the slip, and there is the cover. And I just wanted to pull that out to appreciate that artwork. That is really beautiful. It's not signed, so I don't know who did the art. Let me see if it says it on the back. Sometimes a company will list who the artist was. Let me see if it has the original cover too, because I do really remember that one from back in the VHS days. Now this is another one that stood out to me as a kid. I remember seeing that cover. That is the original VHS cover right there, with that deformed face and the blood dripping down. That one stuck with me when I was a kid. So that is Blood-Sucking Freaks. I'll put that away later. We'll keep moving on here. The next one is Bloody Birthday. Killer Kids movie. A pretty decent one at that. I'm not the biggest fan of Killer Kids movies, but that one's pretty decent. And so is Children of the Corn, the original one. I like that one too. So the next one is a horror comedy called The Boneyard with Phyllis Diller. And this has a new HD restoration from 1991. The next one is called The Creeps. This is another full moon picture from 1997. Not a good movie by any means, but it's still a decent watch. Next one I really enjoy. Not quite as good as the first one, but still very, very good. A nice horror anthology. Stephen King and George A. Romero collaboration, Creepshow 2. This one came with a screenplay for the sequel, an interview with George A. Romero. That was a pretty fun watch. It also had Tales from the Creep, an interview with Tom Savini. So the bonus features on that one were excellent. Here's a J.R. Bookwalter movie called The Dead Next Door. This was his second picture after he did the Robot Ninja. And I enjoyed this one. Very low budget, but very well done for the money that he put into it. Another good zombie film with Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo, Dead Heat. Very enjoyable watch. I could watch this movie a couple times a year. It doesn't get old to me. The next one is called The Devonsville Terror. And I can't remember if it came in a black case or if I put it in that black case. I believe it did come with the black case. Horror film from 1983. Next one, some killer animal movies, dogs. Well, I guess this was Vault. This was part of the Vault. This is number 7. And it should have been over with the Vault, but whatever. It's in the it's in alphabetical order, so. Next one is called Eliminators. Kind of a post-apocalyptic, kind of a Mad Max type rip-off movie. Empire Pictures. This was pretty popular in the VHS days. 1986 that one came out. Here's another really cool cover. Clint Howard in Evil Speak. And this is a pretty decent movie too. I had fun with this one. Here's a full moon picture called Adult Fairy Tales, the director's cut. And I believe, I haven't popped this one in yet, but I believe this one is porn, or at least soft porn, I think. And it's kind of adult themed fairy tales, obviously. It is the Adult Fairy Tales. But you can see on the back that it probably played on Cinemax late night. Here's another horror comedy called Flesh Eating Mothers. I didn't really care too much for this one, if I'm to be honest with you guys. I tried to like it. It was just not really my thing, but we'll keep moving on. This was a good one. Pam Grier and Friday Foster. She was always good in this blaxploitation action films. 1975. That was her heyday, I think, in the late 70s, early 80s. Eartha Kitt's also in there. Here's another killer animal movie, Frogs, from 1972. Not really much to say about that one. Here's one that surprised me. It's in my player right now. I started watching it last night. And it comes with a nice booklet. This one was produced by Charles Band of Full Moon, but it was actually a very good movie. I fell asleep on it, but I was really tired. I put it on too late. It's a ghost movie from 1988, a ghost/zombie film. But I thought it was really well done. I'm going to finish it up tonight after I make this video. The next one, another killer animal movie, and this was kind of a Jaws ripoff. They used to call this one Jaws with Claws or Jaws on Land, and this is Grizzly. Yeah, I think this one's rated PG, so it's pretty family friendly. It's not that gory or anything. Christopher George, who is one hell of an actor, stars in it. I'm starting to lose my pile here. The next one is a H.P. Lovecraft story called Lurking Fear. This one I have to revisit. I don't really recall. I know it's pretty short, 76 minutes. And Jeffrey Combs is in this one. And I know I did see this many years back, but I do have to revisit it. Here's some Charles Bronson goodness. It's not one of his better films, but it's still very decent. And this is Messenger of Death. Film from 1988. Trish Vanderveer is also in here. She was George C. Scott's wife, and she also starred in The Hearse. Next one is called Prison. And this was a pretty decent movie. Film from 1987. An executed prisoner comes back in spirit form and raises havoc on people who are trying to restore an old prison. Here's a good action film. I believe this is from the early to mid 80s. This is called River of Death. Michael Dudikoff. Donald Pleasance is in here as well. L.Q. Jones. Oh, late 80s, 89. It was a fun watch. The next one was a very bizarre movie. This is called The Suckling, aka Sewer Baby. about an aborted fetus who ends up in a sewer and grows into a monstrosity and comes back and takes revenge. Next one is the Toxic Avenger. This is the Steelbook. And this is a beauty. Cult classic. And the last one on this shelf, I don't want to lose my whole pile here, is the Toxic Avenger Part 2. And this was an HMV exclusive with the limited edition slipcover. Also comes with the poster with that image. So that was shelf 3. Now shelf 4, we probably moved pretty quick on this one. These are the Asia films, Asia collection. And I have spine 1 through 23. The only one that doesn't have a slipcover is spine 23, because it was supposed to come with a slip and 88 Films didn't ship it to me with a slip, so they were supposed to send it to me and I never got it. But whatever, what are you going to do? This is spine 1, this is called Hex. I'm just going to kind of go through these pretty quick here. Spine number 2 is called Black Magic. I've really come to appreciate Asian films over the past 15 years, I think, or so. Not just the Asian horror, but all of it in general, pretty much. This one is called 5 Element Ninjas. This is spine 3. Spine 4 is called House of Traps. Spine 5 is called Seeding of a Ghost. And the Japanese really have some messed up horror movies, really creepy. This one is called The Mighty Peking Man. That's an awesome cover, by the way. Look at that. That's beautiful. 88 really does a good job with their slipcovers. Here's Killer Constable. I really enjoyed this one. I love the samurai and judo films. Here is Masked Avenger. This one is spine 8. Spine 9 is a great title, The Oily Maniac, and check them out on the back. How cool is that? Kind of almost looks like Swamp Thing a little bit. This is The Flying Guillotine, spine 10. Still have to get into this one, haven't watched it yet. The Bride from Hell. Spine 12 is called Bewitched. Look at that cover, or the back of the cover. Really, really nice. Spine 13 is called The Brave Archer. #14 is called The Casino Typhoon. If any of you guys have seen any of these films that I'm showing today and you want to comment down below, go ahead. Keep it spoiler free, please. Spine number 15 is called One-Armed Swordsman. #16 is called The Dragon Missile. #17 is The Enchanting Ghost. 18, The Ghost Lovers. Pretty cool retro style cover. Spine 19 is the Super Inframan. How cool is that? They even kind of, check that out, the different characters in the film. They even kind of borrowed from Superman's S. We got 4 left, guys. Number 20, Black Magic Part 2. #21 is called The Spiritual Boxer. Spine number 22 is The Human Goddess. Still haven't gotten into this one yet. And the last one, which I was pretty disappointed I didn't get the slip on this one. This is The Vengeful Beauty. I'm hoping that they'll come through for me. They said that they were going to help me out with some of these slips that they didn't send to me before, but I haven't heard back from them in a while. I'm starting to have my doubts. So that was the end of my 88 films collection. I'll do a quick little panning here. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave those below. As always, I appreciate you guys taking a couple minutes of your day to spend with me, checking out my collection. I always do appreciate that. So take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.